The newest Stride deck sets just released in Japan, so let's do a deep dive into them. Let's start with Luard since I think that's the one most people are interested in. The gimmick of Luard is called Ritual. Basically, you want grade 1 units in your drop for your units on board to gain additional effects. For example, if we look at the first skill of Drag Wizard Morfessa, she has Ritual 3, which means 3 grade 1s must be in the drop for this effect to be active or used. It will be clear once we go over the cards. Starting with the Ride Line grade 1, Drag Wizard Knees. Auto, when this unit is placed by riding from Drag Prince Route, draw a card and you get a Drag Card Luard Crest. It is the exact same as every other Stride deck set grade 1 Ride Line we've seen so far. Just make sure you're running Route. There's no point in trying to juke our opponent since Luard is the only Stride deck in Cater so far. I think it's better if we talk about the entire Ride Line first before going over the Crest. Drag Wizard Liefel says, Auto, when this unit is ruled upon by a grade 3 card with Luard in its card name, cost Soul Blast 1 and draw a card. And Auto from drop, Ritual 3, when your grade 4 card with Luard in its card name is placed on Vanguard Circle, cost discard a card from hand and call this card to Rearguard Circle. When our grade 3 Luard rides over this card, it's probably in our best interest to Soul Blast this card out so our Liefel skill will be active instantly in our drop. And here's Drag Card Luard. Auto on Vanguard Circle, Ritual 3. At the beginning of the arrive phase, cost choose 2 normal units from your drop and put them on the bottom of your deck in any order. And until end of turn, you may stride without paying the cost the next time you would stride. Auto Vanguard Circle, when your G unit strides during your turn, cost CB1 and retire your rearguard, search your deck for up to 2 grade 1 or less cards, call them to Rearguard Circle and shuffle your deck. I want to focus on the second part of the skill first. It searches out grade 1s to fuel our ritual faster, as we can call over those units or have other units call over them. This is why I said earlier that we want to have Liefel in the drop as soon as possible, since this is a loop we can do every turn. Call Liefel from drop and sacking of Luard to get 2 more grade 1s from deck. Now let's talk about the Crest. Continuous, you can perform Stride and cannot ride a grade 3 or greater card without Luard in their card names. Continuous, the original power of your grade 3 cards with Luard in their card names become 13k, and continuous, during your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Luard in its card name, all of your front row units get power plus 5k for each face-up card in your G-zone. Auto, at the end of your turn, if you perform Stride without paying the cost this turn, choose up to 1 critical from your drop and put it on the bottom of the deck. I think this crest is a big nerf when compared to the other deck set crests. It seems like we want to stride with Luard's first skill instead every turn to continuously put back crits. Because we are calling out units from deck with Luard's skill, not only are we deck thinning, we're also upping the rate of flipping crits further by increasing the crit count. Let's now talk about the strides to see what our win conditions are and what we're working towards. The first stride we'll be going into, Drag Driver Luard says, Stride, cost, choose 1 or more cards with the sum of their grades being grade 3 or greater from your hand and discard them. And stride this card on your Vanguard Circle from face down. Auto Vanguard Circle, Ritual 3, when this unit attacks, cost CB1 and turn a card from G-zone face up. Search your deck for up to 1 unit card with the Ritual ability and call to Rearguard Circle, and shuffle the deck. If we can somehow proc the Ritual 3 skill for our first stride turn, this card itself makes it so that we can do 4 attacks right away. For the next stride, we have Drag Strider Luard. So the cost of stride on this remains the same. Auto on Vanguard Circle, Generation Break 2, Ritual 7. When this unit attacks, if you have 5 or more units with the Ritual ability, until end of that battle, this unit gets power plus 10k, critical plus 1, and cost, retire 2 rearguards and discard a grade 3 card with Luard in its card name from hand. It gets stride plus 1, and your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from their hand to Guardian Circle. Ritual 7 plus needing a full board of units with a Ritual ability are very harsh conditions. It means that rather than being able to run a lot of utility grade 1s that have been printed throughout Overdress that we can search out with Drag Heart, we have to focus on massive ritual counts. With that said, if the conditions are met, blocking our opponent from using PGs is still very powerful. Do note however, Elementary Sanctitude still works because Drag Strider is a triple drive plus 1 drive. Yeah, pretty big rip. And here are the rest of the new cards in the Stride deck set, starting with Serum Cloud's Dragon. Continuous on Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 2 and Ritual 3. During your turn, this unit gets power plus 10k. Auto, when this card is discarded from hand while paying the cost for stride, draw a card. Just a reminder, if a card has Generation Break 2, it means that the skill is active if there's 2 or more face-up G units in total on your Vanguard Circle or G-zone. This is pretty much just the same ditch for stride to draw a card clone you get in every stride deck, but this one is actually better in my opinion. Not only can we search this off of Drag Driver to instantly get the plus 10k, it's also a great beater for our Drag Strider turns since it has the Ritual ability. Next up, we have Drag Wizard Morfessa. Continuous from drop, this card gets grade -1. Auto Rearguard Circle, Ritual 3. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Drag Hard Luard Crest, this unit gets power plus 5k until end of that battle. If your G-Zone has 2 or more face-up cards, cost CB1, search your deck for up to 1 unit card with the Ritual ability and a different card name from this unit, call it to rearguard circle and shuffle the deck. So this is another way we can enable multi-attack in this deck. If we swing rear first, then drag driver, grab a Morfessa, and then use her skill to call another unit to attack, that's 5 attacks total. Pretty neat. Not to mention she also counts as a great one in our drop, further helping us progress to the Ritual 7 required for Drag Strider. But this card is a little slow, needing 2 cards face up in the G-Zone, meaning it's pretty much a Generation Break 3 card, turn 4 if we went second, and turn 5 if we went first. Then we get to Abyssal Owl. Act from hand, if you have a Drag Hard Luard Crest, cost discard, and search your deck for a drop for up to 1 grade 3 card with Luard in its card name. Reveal it and put it into hand. And if you search the deck, shuffle the deck. Auto from drop, Ritual 3. At the end of your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Luard and its card name, cost bind 2 cards with the same card name as this card from the drop and countercharge 1. The first skill is pretty standard for a Stride deck set searcher, and we do need this effect to be able to use Drag Strider skill more consistently, and plus we don't have to run max amounts of Drag Hard anymore. The second skill though reads that we can bind 2 Abyssal Owls from drop to countercharge 1, so we can do this at most twice per game. Drag Wizard Simius is another great card for the deck. Continuous on rearguard circle, Ritual 3. During your turn, if you have a Drag Hard Luard Crest, this unit gets power plus 2k. Auto Generation Break 1. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle other than during the battle phase, if you have a Vanguard with Luard in its card name, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them and call it to rearguard circle, and put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. If you caught a card, at the end of that turn, retire the unit called by this effect. One thing you might have noticed is that there aren't actually any cards that allow us to plus in terms of hand size. We get value out of calling units from the deck and drop, so cards that allow us to build a board without committing too much are really great. We can find an attacker off of Simius, then when we use Morfessa's skill to overcall it, we won't feel as bad since that unit was going to be retired anyways. Then there's Preservation Angel. Continuous on rearguard circle or guardian circle, Ritual 3, this unit gets intercept and gets shield plus 5k. Because we're calling Grey Ones out of Luard's and Morfessa's skill, and we want more Grey Ones to satisfy our ritual count, it might actually be worth it to run this card purely for the ability to intercept. Plus, like I said earlier, since we're not plussing in terms of hand size, having more shield power is always welcomed. The last new card from the Stride deck set that we will talk about is Luminosity Wizard. Continuous on rearguard circle, Generation Break 1, Ritual 3. If this unit was placed on rearguard circle this turn, this unit gets power plus 10k. Auto when this unit is retired from rearguard circle during your turn. If you have a Drag Hard Luard Crest, you may soul charge 1. Then choose one of your Vanguards and it gets power plus 5k until end of turn. This is a great card to be called from deck. It can be a good beater having 18k power before the boost from the Crest. When this unit is retired from Luard's skill or called over by the unit Morfessa called from deck, it's just even more value. Some other cards that we may want to consider include Painkiller Angel. Like I said earlier, there's no card draw from the new cards in this deck set, and since we aren't really using our soul, having Painkiller Angel might be a good option. Plus, she sends herself to drop, therefore filling our ritual requirement even faster. Another card to consider is Maple. We don't necessarily want to pay the cost for Leafel every turn, so just having another free reoccurring card every turn we stride to be used as sack fodder might be a good option. The last card I want to talk about is Saragon. Auto on rearguard circle, when this unit boosts, if you have more rearguards than your opponent or you played an order this turn, this unit gets power plus 5k until end of that battle. And at the end of the battle, cost retire this unit and look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose a card from among them, put it into hand, and put the rest on the bottom of the deck. This is a promo that will be released in Japan relatively soon. This card is great since not only is it a 13k booster, it also retires itself for our ritual count as well as provide us with the card advantage we're lacking. Comparing it to Painkiller, we basically get to do the exact same thing but boost with 5k more power, select the card we add to our hand, and not take up a Soul Blast. And here's a simple deck list. I'm running Painkiller Angel and draw triggers to keep up with more aggro decks. Keep in mind what we discard and guard with is important in order to get to Ritual 3 as soon as turn 3. I expect the dog to replace Painkiller Angel when it comes out. Personally, I prefer the red OT because of its combo potential with Morfessa, since she's not only once per turn. Meaning by standing her, we can call out another unit to attack again. This is one of the best budget competitive options in 2023. By just picking up this deck for around $50 and spending about another $30 on Painkiller and triggers, we have a complete deck. We're not using any budget alternatives or substitutions just to keep the cost down. This is literally the complete build. I don't expect Luard to be the best deck in the format like it was in V, but I think it's a solid deck that's just behind the current best decks. What do you guys think about Luard and D? Do you think Bushi over-nerfed the deck? Maybe they were being a little too cautious with Morfessa? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you all next time.